Friends, Dr. Murphy with another Wow WTF series. So wow is an expression we use when we see the unpredictable, the miracles of life. WTF, we also use that too. But I also joke that Christ said on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they do not know WTF they're doing. Let me explain the spirituality and psychology. We human beings were created as God intended. All right, we're full of anxieties, fears that we project onto others. That's why we have so much bad news in the world. But in the end of the day, any story ends with goodness, hope, good overcoming evil. It's just true. Follow any story out over the course of decades or centuries. Okay, so when we go through any periodical, we see this. We can look at any story knowing that these are reflections of the age-old stories from the Bible or the ancients before them. All right, so just experiment with me. So, New York Times Magazine, there goes the neighborhood. Fresh meat. All right, and you can learn so much about our human condition just by looking at titles and captions. As an alternative to the thinking man, the Renaissance man, or the family man, today's himbo offers just man. Jen Hatmaker survived a shattering middle-age crisis twice. I mean, this is the hell of divorce and recovery. I came to understand that I had spent my entire marriage as a codependent. Well, that's true for most marriages. A troubled colleague has turned to me for help. How much do I have to take it on? You can't be his therapist, family, and friend all at once. Bartering. I made weekly swaps with the sourdough baker, meeting drug deal like at downtown corners, whispering bread for spread. Boosters of AI have spent years making it seem magical. But what if it's just a normal technology with huge ramifications nonetheless? Well, that turns out to be true for all new technologies, including the internet. We learn so much about writing about food and drink, the culture, the history, a salad worth lying for. This crispy fish salad inspired by a dish at Zuni Cafe may be perfection attained. Back to There Goes the Neighborhood. This is a story of the age-old NIMBY, not in my backyard, but it's also a story of recovery after a natural disaster. And in any story we see around the globe, those are ones of hope and resilience. How the former Soviet republic slid from the vanguard of democracy to the front lines of autocracy and realignment with Russia. We're going through this similar transitions, debates, disagreements in our own country of the USA, all right? And then finally we have this story on I would lose basically everything. It takes hours of in-home care to keep the Madden sisters living independently, and Medicaid cuts could take that away. So again, age-old stories reflecting our human condition, the world that God created for us. But in the end, if you believe like I do, we're all going to be at heaven. You can look at any story and see it as essentially good news.